Hello, my people. How are you? I am Dr. David Campos, and today I bring you a topic. I know that many people want to travel abroad, to do a specialty, and sometimes they choose to go to Brazil, Chile, or Argentina. And today we're going to talk about doing a residency in Spain. I'm going to tell you the requirements, what you need, roughly how much a resident's salary is, and all that. So don't miss this video. Before we start, you already know to leave that beautiful like. It really helps this video and this channel a lot. And to subscribe, which doesn't cost anything. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram so you can ask me any questions you have. Let's start with this video. It's not going to be a very long video because I'm going to get straight to the point. First, the requirements you need to enroll in the Medico Interno Residente. Point number 1, you have to validate your medical degree. That takes approximately 16 months. You have to go to the Spanish consulate in your country. And they will give you all the requirements you need to validate your degree. Number 2, valid personal documents. Obviously, those are your documents from your country. Present them when you validate your degree. 3, the residence permit to stay in Spain. You need to do that beforehand at the embassy, right? So, while you submit your application for validation, you need to have your residence permit already in process, right? 4, you need a personal academic certificate. The university will give this to you. You have to go and request it. These are the requirements you need first before enrolling in the Medico Interno Residente. So once you meet all of these and have your medical degree or diploma validated, only then will you be able to enroll. Because remember, the Medico Interno Residente exam is not twice a year. It's only once a year, and it's always held at the beginning of the year. So, more or less, like I said, it takes about 16 months to validate your degree. Sometimes it can be faster. It really depends on how your documents are and how the Spanish consulate is working as well. There are some points that you really need to take into account. All those students and future residents who have Spanish nationality will be eligible for the position. Non-European Union, for example, in the Medico Interno Residente, they will always give much more importance. They have a higher chance of getting into a residency. And for foreigners who are gonna do a specialty, well, let's say we have like 100%, you'll have 4%. For foreigners. Foreigners are going to pay between 35 and 45 euros. And they can submit this through the consulate. And for foreigners who might already be in Spain, they will be asked for their foreign residency documentation. Once your degree is validated, you can register for the Medico Interno Residente directly with a copy. Now let's talk about the medical specialties that exist in Spain. In Spain, there are about 49 medical specialties, divided into clinical surgical, medical surgical, and laboratory specialties. Earnings and cost of living. I know you always wonder how much a resident earns or about how much you're going to spend living in Spain. I know there are a lot of questions when it comes to numbers and the cost of living too, like how much are you going to spend? I know that leaving our country, especially going to Spain, isn't cheap or easy. Because for the Medico Interno Residente exam, remember that all Spaniards take that exam and a lot of foreigners come to take it too. So, getting a medical residency in Spain is very competitive. Now let's talk about the costs. The average salary for the Medico Interno Residente, which obviously varies, is 1,204 euros. This is the amount for new first-year residents, and that amount increases every year. The on-call shifts, or as we call them, the shifts, here in Bolivia we also call them shifts, are extra. That means it will depend on you and who you go with, where you're going to be on call or do your shift. He says it's approximately 12 euros per hour. You pay taxes. You're going to pay 50% tax on what you earn as a resident. Here's a very important fact. For example, we were seeing that we have to pay 50% tax on the earnings you have from residency. So for example, if you're in Barcelona, out of that 1,200, you can keep about 664 euros in Barcelona. There you need to find your apartment or flat. So from the 1,200, subtract 50% for taxes, take out 50% for taxes. Will you have about 600 left? In Madrid, you can have 657 euros. In Sevilla, 569. Is this without rent? What do I mean by without rent? I mean your apartment or housing payment isn't included. So these are some facts I found for you, and I hope they're useful if you want to ask me anything else. Or if you also want to add a little more about the exam, the Medico Interno Resident, or how to get a residency in Spain, you can write to me on Instagram. Remember, there are many videos here about medicine in Bolivia and Brazil, and I hope they're very helpful for you. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.